moving on as well. There are so many problems. Honestly, I thought that the fact that my husband passed away when I was 27 and I was left with two kids was like the biggest trauma in my life, and which it was the biggest trauma. And I thought that, okay, maybe that's it. Maybe the movie ends here and I will be like happily ever after, etc. When after I moved to London, started my business, etc. But no, life is like a roller coaster, a cycle, or whatever you want to call it. So we have to just understand that there will be lots of light moments and dark moments, and just to have this muscle of moving on. And if we're having issues or problems, just to understand it's just the wave, it's just the darkness, and after darkness always comes the light.
Hey community, welcome to Speak Up Light Up, your podcast and show where you can meet thought leaders, industry celebrities, successful entrepreneurs who are sharing their transformational stories, speaking up the truth about their path to success, and lighting up with some tools and strategies that you can start creating reality you love. I'm your host, Valerie Rossetto. To support our mission to wake up and empower as many people as possible to start living life based on their own terms, finally start to create the reality they really enjoy to live, tuning in into their superpowers, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Today, I invited a really inspiring guest who has a transformational story. From selling ice cream at the age of 9 in Kazakhstan, she grew to be an established businesswoman who lives nowadays in London and helps her international client to structure and manage real estate business. She's also a writer, she's an artist, she's a mom of 2 kids, and I'm really excited to learn more about her journey. I hope you as well, and if you're ready to learn from this success story, let's go. Hi, Molly.
Hi, oh, what an amazing presentation. I was like, yeah, I've done that. I've done this.
You know how many times I hear that? Because sometimes like women are not really ready to accept all the accomplishment, all what they have achieved. So
Yes.
it's great to have you here today.
Yes, we forget most of the time, and also sometimes it seems like, oh, it's normal to have this done. But then yes, until someone reminds you, actually it's very outstanding. You're like, oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, and I see a really beautiful art behind your back.
Yes. Oh, one of my
work,
work.
right? Wow.
Yes,
That's so
thank you.
beautiful. I need to put something there.
I will send you something.
Our podcast guest, you don't probably see these beautiful pieces, but you can actually watch our YouTube video and figure out what we're talking about. And right now, we're talking about the beautiful piece that Molly created, and you can see it on her wall. So, you know, many people are dreaming still nowadays to live in Europe or maybe move in US, and you are living your dream. You are accomplished so much. Was it like always your dream to live in London, and how did it actually came to you? Like, did it come as you envisioned? Because sometimes you hear the story like, oh, I was dreaming to buy this house and it turned to be exactly like the same, it was looking the same. How was it for you, the whole change of your life?
Yeah, so I had a couple of attempts to come to London. When I was younger, I was accepted to London School of Economics to study financial mathematics. Thanks God I didn't do that. But at that time, yes, my parents, a very traditional conservative Kazakh family, they saw that I am too young to go abroad on my own. And they said, okay, get married and then do whatever you want with your husband. I was like, okay. I mean, also maybe I wasn't sure about financial mathematics, and I asked all my teachers, and they said maybe it's better to gain some experience and then go and do master's degree. And then I started working, and then I got accepted to Cass Business School again. But after that, my late husband made a proposal, and then I decided to get married. But finally, I ended up in London anyways. To be honest, I never plan to leave Kazakhstan like permanently. Yes, at some point I was planning to become a first woman president of Kazakhstan and
Yay! Maybe
dedicate
it's
my
still
life.
possible.
Maybe, yes. Dedicate my life for my country. But I think we plan things, but God makes his own adjustments. And I don't know, we ended up living here. It's been 6 years already, and we like it. I don't know if I'm going to go back to Kazakhstan or move somewhere else. We'll see. So yeah, if somebody is just really dreaming of living somewhere abroad, I think it's a really good experience, especially for the kids. And it's very transformative. It makes you stronger, it makes you more open-minded, and it's like I highly recommend to try and live somewhere abroad.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
as we have interview with the potentially future president of the country. Yeah, so pay attention, right? So I'm just like really curious. What was your like, I don't know, first impression, like cultural shock?
I think I was too busy to have any cultural shocks, to be
Okay.
honest, because I don't know if you've read somewhere about the whole story how I moved. And so actually I have a book called Moving On.
Okay.
Uh, yes, it's
Is it
published on Amazon.
available somewhere we can buy it?
Yes, it's available on Amazon. It's available in Kazakhstan and Russia and
Okay. So let's
yeah,
read the
on
link that
Amazon.
in the description box.
Yeah, so there in this book, I describe how everything happened. So when I was 27 years old, my kids were 1.5 and 3.5 years old. My husband, late husband, passed away very,
Oh, wow.
yes, very suddenly, and he had a heart attack when he was only 29.
Oh my
And
God.
yes, and of course, we were not planning to move anywhere. I was planning to have 4 kids, big house, maybe my own business in Kazakhstan. And I was teaching at the university. I was working for the gas transportation company. So everything was planned and steady. But after this happened, I just couldn't stay in the same city. I just wanted to make something very big and make a big change in my life. And so after that, couple of months later, I moved to London. And I came to London, and I just needed to work. I needed to find a job, or I needed to find a business. And then I moved with after a couple of months, when I solved the issue with our visa, permanent visa. I came with kids who were at that time 4 and 2 years old. So honestly, having 2 kids,
Yeah.
having your own business, and getting established, I don't think you have any time for cultural shocks. So I believe that, again, if anyone wants to move, just go for it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's much easier to do it than to think and overthink and lose all your
That's true.
energy.
Yeah. If you want something, just try, and then you can
Yeah,
always go back.
yeah,
It's not
exactly.
yeah. I mean, this is like a lot. It's incredible journey, and to be mom of two, I also have 2 kids. I
Oh,
don't know
wow.
how much energy it takes to build parallel business. So what is your source of energy and self-motivation that is so necessary on our entrepreneurial path?
Yes, I think to love what you do is very important, because I think especially for women, because we are more creative. Maybe some people will disagree, like equality and stuff, but I still believe that we have different structures, like brain structure, hormonal structures, men and women. It's very important for us to do what we love, and just to be passionate. Even tonight, I couldn't sleep. I woke up at 2 a.m. and then I was able to fall asleep at 6 a.m. again, because like for 4 hours, I was so excited about my new projects. I was writing business plans in my head. I was fundraising already in my head. And I think when you really love what you do, and it's very important
Yeah,
that you will have energy all the time. And
that's
I
true.
think that's the point. We don't live to work.
Mm.
Right, we came here, I think, to enjoy life, to be happy, and our work's supposed to be like just something we enjoy doing.
That's so true. And you know, I think also, as you said, like loving what you do, but also for me, it's like vision. Sometimes you have these days when nothing works, you feel everything is falling apart. And when you reconnect with the bigger picture, you start to think, okay, how can I make this happen? What do I need? Whom do I need? And it pulls you out again to the source when you couldn't like sleep the whole night and think, oh, when is the morning? I need to do so many calls and meetings. And yeah, that's exciting. So
Yeah.
you are in real estate industry. So how did you, like, was it your passion? Because you also teach people how to find your passion and monetize it. Was like working in the real estate industry part of this, or what was this behind?
What do I mainly do in real estate is I help my international clients who live abroad to open companies in different jurisdictions and help them to structure their business in terms of taxation as well. I don't do tax consulting myself, but we have people who do it for us. And mainly, it ended up that all my clients, they have real estate in London, but I have another business partner who deals with their real estate afterwards. So my main job is business structuring. And that's why and then I teach how to do it on my courses as well, how to open a business, how to structure, and how to make it successful. But I really love real estate, I have to say, and I've always been dreaming to have my big portfolio of properties all over the world. Sometimes I have sleepless nights thinking, oh my God, I don't have my villa in Saint-Tropez yet. It's okay. It's just the moment.
Yeah, you're like, are you sleeping? Because you have so many sleepless nights.
Yes, I sleep, about, I think 5-6 hours a day, but it's okay.
But it's a great thing, I think, from dreamer to be actually an action taker and make these dreams come true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Even on my website, it says there are 6.6 billion people. I mean, everyone, we all have our dreams, but you have to have something, you have to do something to accomplish your dreams. So yes, going back to your question, real estate, I love real estate and I am still planning. When I was younger, my ego was much bigger and I was really planning to have a big empire, to leave it, to pass it on to my kids and my grandkids, etc. But now I'm more about being happy, being present, like spiritual. But still, I do that at some point I will have a big portfolio of real estate. I think that real estate is one of the biggest investment decisions, like buying a real estate. It's really good, and you have to have your own real estate for sure, because in Europe it's very popular to just rent houses like that, and not to own your own stuff. I don't really understand that. I think in order instead of paying rent to somebody else, you should be paying mortgage.
I agree. And to have a husband who is European, we had lots of discussions like that. But I might admit that it gives you flexibility and gives you an opportunity to travel, to live in different countries, discover the world. But at some point, when you have kids and you make this tough decision, okay, I'm going to settle down finally, I do believe that, I mean, this is where we come from, right? We need to settle down, have this beautiful house, and feeling like, it gives you some sense of like foundation, like security, I don't know.
Yes, and again, there are no limits. You can buy a house in Poland, for example, and then you can move somewhere else and rent out your house. So it's just you don't have to have just one house at one place. You can have multiple of them.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Well, what is in your vision plan? So comment, share what are your dreams, what are your plans? Do you like to rent or do you prefer to buy and own your own house? It's just really interesting. So, do you have any blueprint, like maybe short steps, how people can really rediscover their passion and start to monetize?
Yes, of course. I even have a course and I have a masterclass. Is it okay if we share the free masterclass link
Sure.
to your
Yeah, let's
yes.
put it on the description box. The link.
Yeah, yes, I share the blueprint. There are 7 steps how to find your passion and like start your own business. And I can share some of them. Like it's free, you can watch it, but in order to save up the time,
Yeah,
because
just
I think
like summary.
like
Here
a
it
minute.
is.
Yes. So the most important thing is to find your calling. But again, some people spend years and years to find their calling, and they think that, oh my God, what if I decide that my calling is, I don't know, write books, and then I decide that my calling is actually pain. So I would
Yeah.
say just don't waste your time looking for your calling for years and years. Just try things, and also you can be talented in many things. Actually, I'm very struggling with, for example, I've been struggling now. I accepted that because I have so many ideas and I have multiple companies, and even my accountant, they are like, Molly, you have so many companies. I'm like, yes, I know. And yes, and I had so many sessions with my coaches and mentors to find out, like, I'm struggling because I have a lot of stuff, and sometimes they are from different industries, and I've been struggling to have one thing to do, one company, one website, one email, and not like tons of websites and stuff. But then I accepted that this is my archetype. I am good at having ideas. I am good at starting businesses, and it's very important to understand your condition, where you are, who you are, and just accept it and go from it. So if I wouldn't be able to accept that, I would be like, no, I would be stopping myself. Like I was doing it for some time. Then I accepted that, yes, okay, I have many ideas. Or what can I do with that? I can have business partners who will be helping me with the, I don't know, operations, or I can hire very good people whom I trust and who are very grounded and who are good at implementing. And when I hire, I tell them straight away, you know what, I'm very good at ideas, but I need you to implement what I say. And then they know that they should expect that they will have to do a lot of operational work, because I can do networking, I can bring business, I can bring clients, but doing operational stuff is not my thing. And so understand who you are, how you operate, what's your strengths and what's your weaknesses, accept them. And yes, one of the 7 steps is to find your community. It's very important, like very important to be among people who are also driven, who are also like energetic, and they want to change the world, like do something, that they speak about business. I don't know if you are interested in maybe not business but career, like they are also at the same path, because they will understand your struggles, they will be able to help you with their advices, and it's very also inspiring, and it motivates a lot to be among people like that. So 3 of 7 steps. I know I know they might be very like Instagrammable quotes, like everyone knows that we have to find our calling, that we have to be that we have to find the right community for that, but lots of people just
don't do it,
think that they know, but they don't do it. So the first thing, if you are still struggling with your passion, I would advise to find a business club and go for it.
Well, I can relate so much with what you said, having so many ideas, being like creative ideas generator, and you definitely need to hire someone. But also community is so important. And as I'm also a psychologist, we also talk like how to like understand what is your environment, what kind of people you surround yourself, because we are impacting each other. How you think, what is your state, what are your emotions, it's very important. And actually there's a really great test, like, there are 4 types of people normally in your surrounding. It's A players, people who are pleasant, who are nice. There are people, how it calls, like pleasant and useful, like they can help you with something. There are B players, like B plus players, let's say, people who are pleasant, but they are like, no, they are like not really useful. B minus, it's also
Yeah.
like people who are, maybe useful, but they are not so pleasant to deal with. And C players, they are not useful, they are not pleasant. So, but we're still sometimes maybe can have the C players. So it's a great invitation to scan your environment and figure out how you can build up yourself with these A players more. And so, biggest plan of your, making dreams come true, really realize the ideas, is actually hiring, like delegating things. Maybe any kind of advice to people who really want to grow, but they have a fear to delegate. Maybe some, I don't know, tools or change of this mindset.
That they're afraid to delegate. I think to release control. Yes, people who are scared to delegate, they think that they have to control everything, and just to understand where this control is coming from. And as you said, you're a psychologist, and it's amazing that you mentioned that, because when you're doing business, and I mean, when you're doing anything, when you are just being a mother, it's very important to work on yourself in terms of psychology, because it affects your life, and to understand why you're so controlling. And maybe you have to go back to your childhood and understand when did you become controlling. Because again, lots of people think, oh my god, psychology, like why do we have to go back to our childhoods, etc. But it affects our life, and if we want to move forward, sometimes we have to release some our old patterns, or some behaviors of our parents that are not serving us anymore. So just let go control, and understand that you are not a superhuman being that can be productive 24/7 and be good at, I don't know, designing, content creation, website creation. I understand that it's struggle of a lot of people in business, that they want to do everything by themselves because they don't trust people, or they think that they will save up money. But you have to understand that you have to invest. You have to invest money in order to be business. And again, it's about thinking big. If you hire someone, if you invest money on marketing, if you hire someone, you understand that it's not a joke anymore. It's not a kindergarten. You actually have responsibilities, and you have to make it done. And recently, we were applying for one funding, and I was so tired with my clients, and we were doing one investment into real estate in the UK, in London, and but a woman who works for me, she was so driven. She didn't sleep like 2-3 nights because of our time differences. She lives in Kazakhstan, and I was looking at her. I was like, no, I have to make this application done, because even if I think if I didn't have her, who was so driven and who was so committed to that, I would be like, okay, I will apply for the next funding, it's fine. But she kept me again, because I have responsibility, and I have to sometimes, even if I want to sleep, even if I'm tired, I have to make some things done. After that, after we applied, oh my god, I was so happy. You have to think about these moments, like sometimes even when we had exams at the universities, it takes a lot of stress and energy to prepare, and just to be worried about the exam. But after exams, we're so happy. So just to understand that we are grown-ups, we are not kids playing around with ideas, we have to make a commitment. Okay, actually, it's one of the steps is to be committed. And how you see, for example, if someone comes to me and says, "Listen, I have a business idea. Let's do it together." I would say, come with a business plan. Then you can see if the person is really committed to make some calculations, analyze competitors, or it's just like an air.
Yeah, that's true. Well, there is like good parts that the part that is like a childish part of us, it really helps to generate these ideas. And then an adult that you mentioned, it's all about making it happen. And the controls and the fears that are behind this insecurities, it's also releasing it really will push you forward, like miles forward. So if people want to move in UK and start a business, what are your advice? I mean, besides contact Molly, any other advices, tips?
That's very good advice. Can I quickly go back to the previous question about fears and what's holding back? I think overthinking holds back a lot of people from doing the business, actually. So don't overthink, be present, just do what you have to do, and that's it, and then you'll have your business. So what to actually from technical point of view, it's very easy to open a business in the UK. It's £13,
24 hours takes.
Yes, and done, that's it. You can the only thing is you will struggle to open a business account if you are not a resident here. For that, you can have a director. You can ask somebody, like hire somebody to become a director who lives in the UK and who has residency here, and then you'll be able to open a bank account in the UK bank, which is not easy. So that's it. You can live wherever you want, in Kazakhstan, in Poland, in the US, or whatever. You can live wherever you want and do business online. So it's easy. Yes, and it's a very big market here. It's a very big market. Like I think in London we have like 8 million people. So you will be able to find your market. It's just to understand who you want to work with and to have a clear picture of your target audience.
I think we did interview in the previous season 1 with Mark, who is like managing 250 WhatsApp groups, and he's based in London, and he's like all about networking, connecting, and all these 250 groups have like different interests, different target audience, different kind of concepts, ideas. So if that's true, it's like you can find whatever you want. It's just about making the first step. You know, at the end, I always ask my guests to envision themselves as creators. I mean, because we are all creators of our own world, our own universe. So as Molly creator, how would you like to light up our audience?
Honestly, just be present. I know it's again so Instagrammable quote, like be present, enjoy now, and etc. But I wrote in my book, moving on as well, there are so many problems. Honestly, I thought that the fact that my husband passed away when I was 27 and I was left with 2 kids was like the biggest trauma in my life, and which it was the biggest trauma. And I thought that, okay, maybe that's it. Maybe the movie ends here and I will be like happily ever after, etc. After I moved to London, started my business, etc. But no, life is like a roller coaster, a cycle, or whatever you want to call it. So we have to just understand that there will be lots of light moments and dark moments, and just to have this muscle of moving on. And if we're having issues or problems, just to understand it's just the wave, it's just the darkness, and after darkness always comes the light. Just be calm and be present, know that it's just the wave, and there will be light. And do what you like, do what you want to do, I think all the time. I mean, it's very gloomy. It's raining in London, but anyway, it's autumn, beautiful, beautiful leaves, beautiful parks, and just to find whatever is beautiful. It's a very simple advice, but you know what? Life is so simple. It's just us who create all the drama. Yes, life is very simple. I learned it very hard way during one retreat. Maybe I will tell you about it at some
Next episode.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, but it's true. It's like life is like nature, you know, there are some kind of dark moments, dark time, there is light time, there is beautiful, gorgeous places. There are times in our life when we are like becoming our best memories. But I think it's all about what you focus on. As you mentioned, being present. People like, yeah, what does it mean to be present? You need energy, lots of energy to be present. So find a way how to stay present, grounded, and generate this energy that you can redirect to your like implementing and making your dreams come true.
Yeah, so I actually have one exercise that helps me to stay present. So whenever I have some thoughts or some negative thoughts, I imagine that I have like a canalization thing below my feet, and I say, okay, I command all the negativity go through this canalization. So all the dark go there, and then I say that I bring back myself from my past, from the future, because all the time we spend mostly in the past or in the future planning and not sleeping at night, which I did. So do this and start observing what's happening around, like, oh, flower, nice flower, and they look at the flower, and then people who are present, they have lots of energy because they are not they don't lose their energy in the past and the future, and do what you have to do, and that's it. Yeah, because again, if we have a little task in life, we spend usually a lot of time and energy to overthink about this task, but the task itself is like 5 minutes thing. So.
That's true. Thank you very much for sharing your story, everything what you experienced, and the wisdom that comes with that.
Thank you so much. It was very interesting for me as well.
And thank you to all who tuned in. If you like the podcast, you can listen us at Spotify, Apple Podcast, as well as Amazon Music. Or if you are more, visual person, you like to see videos, you like to meet people, let's say face to face, then be sure to subscribe and subscribe to our channel. And thank you for being here today. It's time to speak up, light up.